Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Yeah, baby, here we are. We are just in it looks like an aquarium of disease is what I would call our studio right now. We're supposed to have Sean Wayans coming in here, one of the Wayans brothers. He's going to be at the Palm Beach Improv this weekend, and like his handler's like looking in here, and I'm blowing my nose. I'm going through cough drops. Jaybird's over here sneezing, banging his head. He's like, I mean, it looks like you're looking into an infirmary ward. It's just terrible. Like, maybe we should have someone else interview him down the hall. So,
and if anything good comes out of it, you guys just send us the clips.
Yes, that's what we'll do. And we'll be giving away tickets tomorrow on the show to go see Sean Wayans at the Improv for tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. So you could come and see us. That's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we bribe you to come to the Cocktails and Karaoke, hang out with us till 8 o'clock, get your drink on, and then you go over to the comedy show at 10.
It's perfect.
Yes, it is. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So we'll package that up and give away a lot of those tomorrow on the KVJ show. So you'll have a fun little night out. Cocktails, karaoke, and comedy.
I love it.
Comedy spelled with a
K.
Cocktails, karaoke.
Cocktails with a K.
Yeah.
Karaoke with a K and comedy with a K. Kardashian.
That was a backwards K. Evil wacky Virginia. Yeah, I got a couple comments here as we try to put it all together. And on top of it, I'm sick, Jaybird's sick, and Virginia, apparently Ginger thinks you have a concussion.
I might have a concussion.
Yeah.
I really might. I have had a headache for 4 days now. I take Tylenol. It does nothing.
Did you fall off the roof on St. Patty's Day?
Whoa, so have you seen Panda's truck?
Panda's truck is so high, of course. He did that silly thing where guys like lift their truck up and make it louder. I'm like, ugh. How can you make a truck worse? Make it higher and louder.
I hate loud.
Everything I hate. I hate high trucks and I hate loud trucks.
You do that on a testosterone day?
I think he's just doing it to piss me off at this point.
Right.
Did he, after he bought that, did he go watch some Spike TV? I mean, talk about just, man. I do not like loud cars or I got this one prick down the street from me who's always revving his motorcycle engine, and you can hear it from 3 fucking blocks away.
I don't get it. I don't get why people like their engines to be loud.
Oh, I hate it.
It's scary. It's disruptive. It frightens.
I like the attention.
It frightens my children.
It's frightening. Yeah, Chewie doesn't know how to handle it either. It rattles.
Jarring.
It rattles nature.
Why? Why? What inside of you thinks it's a good idea?
Very unsettling, yes.
It's just, I think yeah, man, fucking cars, they're loud, muscles.
To answer your question, Kevin, yes, I do think it has to do with the testosterone.
Okay, yeah, it sounds very testosterone-y.
It does. I didn't know Panda liked to rev the engine.
He likes to rev the engine, and he likes to get the testosterone shots in his ass.
Yeah, likes it now. Ginger said, yeah, if you got a headache and brain fog, that is some symptoms of a concussion.
Great.
Yeah.
How do you walk off a concussion? How do you do that?
I think, I don't know totally, but I thought I'd heard one time somebody said you got to pretty much stay in a dark room. Like you don't want a lot of like lights and things like that. You got to just kind of go dark and just kind of, rest it off. Like I don't think you want any kind of additional stimulation. You are supposed to wrap your head in bubble wrap. And that's just 2 things I know. So there you go. Yeah, I want to say thank you so much. Part of, the last couple of days is people like, we had Alejandro getting on us the other day about, being off and all that kind of stuff. He might have just been trolling.
Alejandro was absolutely trolling.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much to people who emailed us, even people from everywhere else, like Ryan from Charlotte, actually Hendersonville, North Carolina. So thank you very much. He said, used to listen to Charlotte radio religiously for 20 plus years. If your troll listeners want to get pissed at somebody, they should try some one show in particular that we have here that runs reruns from 5 years ago, and blah 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 things like that.
Are they dissing on people we know?
I don't know the show in particular, no.
In Charlotte?
Yeah. No. Not the show. I know a few shows there, but not this one, personally. I know of them.
Oh, okay.
Thank you all for breathing new life into morning radio for me. 3 years strong. My only regret is I didn't find your show sooner. Jaybird, you are the man. I cheer for you through every challenge and game you guys have.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
Bigfoot is real, and the haters can go F himself.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's just kind of fun to vent at the haters. Well, it's part of the gig. We know that.
And sometimes, too, the haters give you a little life, a little fight, a little like, okay, now let's go.
Well, you nailed it the other day. We do an entertainment show, and if someone's going to say something that's going to spark something that's going to get some emotion, fuck yeah, we're going to use that.
Fights are entertaining.
Yeah.
And also to Gidget Simpson from Illinois. Thank you very much for emailing in.
I love that name, Gidget.
Yes, she said, I want to tell you that I started listening, I think she said a few years ago, and I just Googled hilarious morning shows.
Aw.
And there
We didn't come
popped
up, but somebody still suggested us.
Lynn kind of giving us a nice little heads up on a couple things. A streaming service called Vudu. There's no monthly subscription fee, similar to Amazon Prime. It features free content, some with ads of movies and TV shows. Vudu is owned by Walmart and has content in 4K, which is harder to find. Actually, it has some new releases before Amazon Prime and Netflix. And it has some older movies, too, for Jason's old soul, like Baby Boom.
Oh, Baby Boom. I love Baby Boom.
Baby Boom's a solid movie. The only thing that sucks about it is the fact that it's like so grainy.
I just watched Baby Boom during Christmas vacation with my sister in Oregon. That was a Pennington staple.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the streaming services. Because, yeah, there's a lot of different things going on. For instance, like Walmart's got theirs. You have Disney coming out with theirs. So this is going to be the new kaboom. But I think you're going to probably find, like with many things, are they going to be able to sustain themselves? Because Netflix is just, has made a ton of money, is spending a ton of money on programming. Other people want to get in on the racket.
But they're going to eventually have to have consolidation. And then you're just going to have another cable company.
Yeah, I wonder if that might be it. Yeah, where are we going to wind up with that? Because as Disney pulls all their stuff off of Netflix, now if you want to get the Disney stuff, you're going to have to get that. So, yeah, I think it's going to then shake itself back up again. You're going to go, wait a minute, this looks just like what my cable system did.
10 years ago, this is vaguely familiar.
Yeah, if I look on my Apple TV, I mean, yeah, I've chosen what apps I want to download, but it's not really much different. I've got them categorized and grouped into, okay, this is my entertainment, that's my sports and whatever, but... yeah, it's really starting to look just like cable.
Spell Voodoo.
Vudu.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Walmart. They don't spell well there.
And it's free, so I like that. I'm not paying for any more. I know Disney wants money. I know HBO wants money. I know Hulu wants money. I'm not paying for any more. I would do Voodoo, but that's it.
Okay.
I pay for Netflix, and I already think that's just, I don't watch it enough.
You don't?
I don't. The kids watch it, but those kids don't pay.
There's a lot of bullshit on Netflix.
A lot of bullshit.
I like
of
it.
Shitty documentaries.
For the things I love.
You watch your talk about documentaries.
I love documentaries. They've been my favorite kind of movie for 20 years.
Okay.
But there's a lot of really crappy ones on Netflix that I see like the title and I'm like, ooh, that'd be fun to watch. And I go to start watching it and I'm like, this is just terrible.
Well, some of them are good.
Yeah, so it's a category you like,
Yes.
but the documentary itself is garbage.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that because, yeah, there's stuff that if I told you what kind of documentaries I'm trying to watch, you'd be like, oh, my gosh, that's terrible. But I will admit that, yeah, some of them I've gone into and they're not...
The
great.
Fire Festival to me is like a mid-level one. I love the facts you learned from that.
I thought that was good. I thought that was well done.
Fascinating. It was decently done. It wasn't dynamically
Really?
well done.
I'd say that was good.
It was good, but it
Wait,
wasn't
no, wait,
like
were you saying, because I'm saying it's good. You were just saying it was decent.
it's good. It's
Okay,
not
what are you saying,
amazing.
Virginia?
Okay, Michael Moore.
I want more amazing documentaries.
Fucking Michael Moore over here. You were here a month ago bragging about...
I loved it. I did love it. But there was like, there was some parts of the filming quality that wasn't like, wow, that could have been better.
Really?
I wasn't completely wowed with the aesthetics of the Fire documentary. I like the facts I got from it. I like the behind the scenes footage. I just, I thought they could have stepped up their game a little bit in the editing room and then the shooting of it.
Okay, well, Spielberg is here.
Yeah, hey, Michael Moore, can you give us less? Yeah, Spielberg.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just telling you.
All right. Okay, let's see here. We got also Lynn wanted to say the bar manager at Eagle Grill in Green Acres has requested the full gorilla. Yeah, Eagle Grill's now going to be carrying it, so there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Eagle Grill.
There you go. So there you go. And Lynn says, Jay Bird, you can go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Do. Let me see here. We're talking a little bit about brackets. And we've got the Denny's is, I believe, perfected. We're going to have posted. People are going, oh, wait a minute. We had it up, and then we found something that was better. So Denny's is reposting the South Florida's Best Celebrity bracket is going to be on there. So a little bit of patience is going to be going up today. The NCAA tournament really kind of kicks in today. They're going to do today, tomorrow, and then they eliminate Saturday, Sunday, then they eliminate again. And just to correct from earlier, we were talking about Warren Buffett. If you guessed the perfect bracket for the NCAA men's tournament, we'd said $1 million, but the perfect bracket gets you $1 million a year for life.
Yeah, I thought it was more than just a cool meal.
Yeah, so there you go. And she says, I work for a car dealership he owns.
Wow.
Yeah, huh?
Good luck with your brackets, girl.
Yeah, huh, yeah, huh, yeah, huh. All righty. All right, let me see here. We got Ashley saying, hey, yeah, just a little side note on the Olivia Newton-John thing. She's got a condo on Jupiter Island. And shout out to Palm Beach Artisans, who we helped finish her furniture for her gorgeous remodel a few months ago.
No big deal. She goes to my dentist. Yep, same guy that works on her teeth works on mine.
There is a song called Suddenly. If you have not Googled this, if you've not put it in YouTube and listened to it, you must do that today. Email Kevin tomorrow. Tell us how you feel about that song.
Sing 3 bars of it.
Oh, man, it's going to sound rough. Suddenly, the wheels are in motion, and I'm gonna sail on the ocean with you. Something like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I know it.
Oh, it's such a jam.
Is it a B-side?
No, it's a hit. When you hear it,
The
you'll
only
know it.
suddenly I know is suddenly life has new meaning
It's
to me.
It's a great song too. No, this is Olivia Newton. It's a duet with him, with this dude.
Okay. Well,
And
there you
it's one of those songs. It makes me kind of dance a little bit when I'm by myself.
Okay.
go. Okay. All right. Got Alyssa saying, hey, when I lived in Orlando for an undergrad at UCF, my friend was one of those sugar babies.
Okay.
UCF was number one number one was number two. I can't remember. It was right up there. It was the top school for Florida. I think it was number 2 in the nation for sugar babies. Sugar babies get their education paid for by rich older men. And she says, yeah, she would meet up with single and married men who would stop in Orlando on business trips, etc., and go on dates and shopping sprees. She never did anything physical, but merely was a companion and would talk with them on the phone all the time. These men paid over $10,000 in 1 year. She got her cat vet bills paid for, a new MacBook, and other random things. She had a boyfriend who would often go to the restaurants and watch her from afar for safety, and they're now happily married with a kid.
She got MacBooks and shopping sprees and didn't have to do anything sexually. She must be hot.
Well, I think that's kind of it for some of it. I think some of these guys, they just want to have an attractive companion or, somebody that's out with them. And so they're like, yeah, it's worth it. The companionship and have somebody that is good with me. That's what they went for. So there you go. All right. Got this from Brian about surveillance. And we're talking about who's tracking you, how, when. Yeah, the catch-22 we talked about is that when you've got your apps on your phone, you give them permission to track you because it assists you. You turn it off, they can't work. Then they turn them on, and then they're going to be spamming you with ads. And he said the reality is unless you take your battery out of your cell phone, which has now been made almost impossible anymore, intentionally your phone is always on even when it's off. And it's always listening, and the camera is always on as well whenever you sign up for an app. They ask for permissions, and those permissions sometimes include the camera and the microphone, and that means they have access to everything companies pay big money for, marketing data to capture from your phone. Just ask Mark Zuckerberg. The way he does it, he's got the tape over the mic and the camera on his laptop. Somebody saw a photo of it, and that, I think, has gone around if I remember right. Yeah,
I do remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm. Everybody talks about that little angle on that. So there you go. Got a tech question here. Matt said, hey, I noticed you guys do the podcast from the same studio you do the morning show from. So when you go off air, where does the other DJ broadcast from?
Who gives a shit? Just kidding.
Yeah, they do in other stations. I think, we're pretty much about the only show that really is live here in the RMS studios. Now, I think Tracy might come in here and record. I don't know if she does it live, but most of the shows that you hear outside of the morning show on a radio station is going to be pre-recorded. Sometimes they're in that city, sometimes they're not. The cool thing for RMF is they're talking about hiring a new person that would come in and be live like right after us, and they're adding more to it, which I like. But I think that's presenting an issue that, our boss Leo's trying to figure out, because he's like going, hey, I'd like to try to get money to turn the KVJ office into your own studio and have you guys just broadcast everything out of here. And then the RMF studio would go back to RMF and we'd be down the hall in a brand new studio. Now the question is, will the new company, Hubbard Radio, want to pay for that? But Leo's hopeful, and that's what he's pitching.
I don't know if that's still the plan.
Did it change?
It might have changed, because you just see yesterday in our big meeting, they had a list of all the new hires they were going to be doing, and the one for RMF was eliminated from that list.
Oh, it was.
And I know somebody who was in the running for it who sent me a text message yesterday. They were so sad because I think they were told the position is now not going to be a new hire.
Oh, really?
Which is sad.
Probably because they went like, hey, we need to get KVJ a new studio. That's not going to happen. All right. Screw
Never
that hire,
mind.
too. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Is it our fault?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. It's just, the money that was there. And they probably, because that's what happened. Radio with the consolidation, it got so easy to do.
Yeah.
That, back in 1996, it all started to change. And so, sometimes DJs are there, sometimes they're not. And the technology got better. So, yeah. So we do have, and I think we do, everybody lives in West Palm, right? It's on the station.
Yep. Yeah. Suits is one of our on-air talent. Don't know if you knew that.
He's nights, baby.
He is the night star.
Is he nights or evenings?
That might be the same.
Overnight? No, I thought the nights was like the late night.
That's overnights.
Okay, so when is the evening? His shift would be what, like a 4 to 8 kind of a thing?
It depends. There used to be, like when I first got into radio, most shifts would break into this, and I got in right before radio got fucked. So I got just the taste of, wow, this is so great. And then 2 years later, I'm like, what happened? It used to be 6 to 10 a.m. was the morning show. Middays was 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Afternoon drive went 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Nights was 6 to 10. Then you're right, Jay-Bird. You'd have late nights 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then you go 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. was overnights. And you would have a live person walking in the studio door for each of those shifts. And that would be it. And you'd have to clear your stuff out and get out of their way. And that's how it went. And yeah, now it's, like I said, we are the only that I know that does it actually live.
When I was at Connecticut School of Broadcasting, they gave me a paying job. It wasn't even an internship, to run the board at WBZT and WJNO, but I would get there at 8 p.m. and I would stay there till 6 a.m. and that was my schedule, and it screws with your head, and it was awful. And one of my buddies was also working there too, and he fell asleep, and BZT had 10 hours of dead air, and nobody knew. Nobody called in, nobody emailed. The only way they knew was a boss had heard it, but not one listener called in to say, you're off the air.
Yeah. Somebody texted in. They said, "Hey, did you see that Billy Joel was at the Old Key Limehouse yesterday?"
He goes there a lot.
Does he still have a home here? Because we had that debate yesterday. Because I know he was selling his one place in Manalapan. Does he have another place, or is he just, because our best South Florida celebrity was, you had to have house current, and he didn't make it. Neither did Celine Dion, because like, okay, they sold and moved on. And some people are debating, did Rosie O'Donnell sell and move on, or is she here? So we got a couple question marks on there, but we could easily.
Because those are three pretty big question marks: Rosie, Celine, and Billy.
I don't think we have confirmation on those three. Rosie's the only one in our poll right now.
Who's the biggest celeb right there out of those three? Rosie, Billy,
and Celine?
Is Jay-Bird in the room when we're answering this question?
It's not even. It's Billy Joel.
Billy Joel's the biggest.
Fuck yeah. Get out of here with your shit.
Celine's bigger.
You are out of your mind.
Really?
Out of your mind. There's no way Celine Dion's bigger than Billy Joel.
I don't think she sold more albums.
Hell no. Get the.
think Billy has your...
Offensive thing you've ever said. And you say a lot of shit.
Who sold more albums, Billy Joel or Celine Dion?
I don't know.
Don't even matter.
I mean, that's the question. I think it does matter.
Yeah, I mean, that does. You know, the weird thing about it is we're running to this now, but I mean, with streaming, I don't know how you can ever say that. He sold more than 150 million album. So, yeah. And so, but yeah, I mean, 250 million.
Bullshit, man. No,
Wow.
I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. This is flawed math.
Numbers don't lie.
They do
Okay.
lie. Numbers actually can lie.
The bird has lost a lot
Wow.
today.
The numbers can lie.
How about that? Yeah.
No, this is bullshit.
That bitch is still selling out fucking all kind of shows in Vegas.
And so is Billy Joel. Madison
Night
Square
after
Garden.
night after
He's
night
got a-
after night.
He has a residency at Madison Square Garden.
You can't have a residency at Madison Square Garden.
He does.
You can play it a lot, but you can't have a residency.
That
they
month-
built a stadium for her at Caesars,
He
and
has
she
a
plays it
residency
every
at-
night.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
Madison Square Garden has a bunch of other stuff going on all year long. It's not just the Billy Garden.
Yeah, the whole chat room. Yeah, Bird, you're right. Man, Virginia is so fucking crazy.
Can't remember. He says Seline is bigger. Seline is bigger
Celine is
because she's
bigger.
more recent, I think. She
She's
just did
still doing it.
She just did a Vegas residency. Where is Billy's residency? LOL. # truth. Yeah.
You can get on the radio and lie all you want, but Kevin, the keeper of the truth, is going to set you straight.
Who writes their own music, damn it? Does Seline write her own songs?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I think she may have written some of
Get
them.
out of here. Gosh, you got a lot of flawed stats today, Stanicki.
Numbers don't lie.
They can lie.
Well, we got to find out because that was the one thing we didn't get. Because, yeah, I mean, I think I'm not sure where Denny's is in the process of putting up the poll because I've thrown him 8,000 different versions of it, so I know he's about to lose his mind. So I'd hate to throw him one more. But if it hasn't gone live, then we can throw in Billy Joel if he does have a house.
Yeah, and I think are we comparing worldwide versus nationwide? A lot of bullshit going on here, and I don't like it.
Throw in the Canadian numbers. I'd like them.
That's some bullshit right there.
It's not bullshit. I told you. It's the truth. Mm-hmm. Celine's just bigger. You can't handle it.
I can't.
No, obviously he's showing you he can't
I
handle it.
cannot handle it. I can't. I will not accept this.
Yeah. There you go. This is some nice help here. Elise on Denny's fart problem. He was talking about how he loves seltzer water or he drinks his carbonated water, but it's been making him very farty.
Carbonated bubble water.
Yeah, and she said, I fart like a machine gun from them LaCroix Spices.
Okay.
Okay.
That's bubble water.
Yeah. She said, I would saw where Polar Brand is the least carbonated. And LaCroix and Bubbly seem to be the most carbonated, so maybe you just need to change brands, not necessarily give up on it altogether.
There's a pomegranate flavored Polar that's carbonated that's really kind of lovely. I highly recommend it, but only with a little vodka.
For about $100, you can have a seltzer machine at home. You can regulate
Yes.
the carbonation, your own flavors, all that kind of stuff. So there you go.
Soda Stream.
Mm-hmm.
My friend bought it and then never used it.
Oh, really?
It's one of those things that you probably buy.
I get
and then
that.
you're like, well, no, I'll use this a lot. And then you never use
We got
it.
the stupid Jimmy Buffett margarita maker and didn't make one.
I have a hot dog cooker. Never have cooked a hot dog in it.
Right. That's great. Things you buy and don't use once.
It's just sitting on the counter.
Yeah. She's in Fort White, Florida, 30 miles northwest of Gainesville, and home of the spring-fed Itchituckney River. Okay, Itchituckney River.
Itchituckney.
They got some
It
really
sounds
hard to
like,
pronounce rivers in that part of Florida.
sounds like a skin condition.
Itchituckney.
Oh, I got that Itchituckney on my ass cheek.
And I think the Chattahoochee's right around there too, right?
That's a little further south.
Oh, it is? Okay. All right. Well, somewhere around there.
How south you going?
Well,
At the Chattahoochee.
hold my leg.
Okay. Let's see here. We got Tina saying, I got a question for the one and only producer, Denny's. Does CBD oil show up in a drug screening test for the state of Florida? My job requires random drug screening testing, and at the same time, I know I'd be benefiting from taking it. Do you recommend any oil for those of us who haven't tried it? And her question, Denny's, was, does the CBD oil show up in a drug screening test for the state of Florida?
No.
So when you get a drug test, they test for certain things. So they'll get like an opiates test, a cocaine test, a marijuana test. So each one that, if you do like the ultimate test, it has like one big dipstick that checks all of those. So CBD is not even on the pamphlet. And if they are, I mean, I don't see why they would. And you guys were always talking about like, is there THC in the CBD oil? The amount in there would probably be so trace that I think drug tests test up to, I forget the threshold number, but it's like 0.3 for hair test, 0.8 for urine test.
Ooh,
so
that's the hair test. That's the one you can't hide from.
Totally. But they're
If
not going
anybody
to
says
test
do
you.
a hair test, say no.
People were calling you out, Denny's, about the whole secondhand smoke thing. People are trying to say that you can fail a drug test if you're smoking pot. If you're smoking pot and we're at a concert,
I've just never seen. I mean,
I'm with you,
so
man.
many people would fail
I
drug
think-
tests in rehab.
I feel like you would hear that story everywhere. That innocent people were failing drug tests left and right.
I've just never seen it happen. And I mean, when I was in a drug program when I was younger, when I got in trouble, and I mean, they said that they do not accept that as an excuse. They're like, the amount of smoke that you would have to be in would be so astronomical that on probation you should not even be near that much smoke.
Yeah.
So they said there's just no way. Going to a concert, that means everybody's failing drug tests if they go to a concert.
Okay.
I've gone to plenty of concerts.
I took my kid to Sunfest to see 311. Mistake.
Oh.
Mommy, what's that smell? It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Mommy, can we go to Taco Bell now?
Mommy, I need 14 arepas.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, is Mag's going to fail a drug test from going to a 311 concert?
Exactly.
No way.
So it all depends. But like, if you do the hemp CBD oil, then there's no THC up in there. So, but if you do CBD oil from THC, then there can be trace amounts. But like I said, I mean, they're not testing for CBD at all.
Okay.
It's just not even on the thing.
Oh, and here is a question. Etiquette question. Stoner problems. Puff, puff. Don't pass? Long-time listener. Very 420 friendly. And I kind of get this. It could be cigarettes, beer, weed. I love smoking with people, but I've noticed some people just don't pitch in. I never mention it in the moment, but my question is, when I roll up in front of somebody who's also 420, is it wrong if I spark one and don't pass it to them, or if I just pass it to my girlfriend? I don't want to be rude, but I also want to supply their high always. I know for a fact they actually had their baggie with them.
That's the thing about busting it out.
Yeah.
It's just like when you go to class. If you didn't bring enough to share with the whole class, don't bust out your candy.
So, I mean, I'm sure the rules have changed over the years. But what we used to do, if you had like 8 heads on a blunt or a joint, and like, you know, only like 3 or 4 people contributed, you know, they would get more hits than the other people. You know, we'd pass it around like you get like 2 rounds before you go and pass it to the other people. It's up to you how cool they are. I mean, because there's a lot of people that will never, ever, ever buy weed, but they will always want to smoke.
Oh, yes.
So, I mean, anytime they're always down, but I've never seen them throw in on it, you know? It's just like that type of personality. So, I mean, it's a judgment call. But, yeah, you should probably throw down. I always do. If I ever see anyone, I'm like, hey, let me toss up in there.
You ever have that one friend that every time the check comes, they have to either go out to the car or they got to leave early real
Bathroom.
quick?
Or they fake like they fell asleep.
Yes. But who did? Oh, you did that.
I know, I actually
Yeah,
fell asleep.
you
I was not faking.
You got to order over $75 worth of food, though.
And I bought all that. And
Yeah, you did.
And I remember that you were so pissed off that, wait, we bought food as you were coming to. Like, no, you ordered food. I bought it.
I took a nap and missed that part.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just etiquette. You should probably, I mean, just as the golden rule goes, I mean, just share if you want to share. I mean, you don't have to supply for them.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much there, Denny's.
Yeah, that's what he does.
But, I mean, you also shouldn't be just like always smoking in front of people then. You go smoke privately.
Totally.
If you want to be that guy that doesn't share weed, then go smoke weed in your car.
Well, so I noticed as the game changed in Colorado, funny enough, like the smoking, you know, there's still a lot of smoking for sure, but everybody's on the vape pens, and everybody's got their own vape pen. So it's weird when you smoke with people now. We all sit around and we all smoke on our own vape pens. So you don't have that sharing of passing the joint around and everybody chatting. It's everybody's on their own pen.
You're growing up, Denny.
It's
it's
weird.
very sophisticated.
Very sophisticated, yeah.
That's how they all are now. They're just on their vape pen. So everybody just has their own pen and they hang out and smoke near each other is kind of how they do it now.
Okay. What was the status on the poll? For the...
So I got it back up here. We just switched it over because the other one, it was terrible design. The way they designed it was that you can't check the stats until that round has ended.
Oh.
So until the next Monday, we would have not been able to even see where the stats were. So I switched it
Kevin
over.
likes to see stats.
Well, so I switched it over to another one you'll see up there. I'll pin that on the top of all the social medias. But the new one will show you the stats as people vote. So it's
that's
live,
cool.
live stats. A little bit better of a system. So
Love
Okay.
it.
probably see that one popping up.
Okay.
It's already up, in fact. So
Very cool.
on the
All right.
Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, so you'll be able to go and check that out. Yeah, because there's a couple of matchups I want to see. I want to see if Trump's going to take out Steve-O. I would imagine so. Rosie versus Rush Limbaugh. I think Rush is going to win that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any Rush fans listening to us.
I mean, Rush is a political figure, and yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be right down the middle with if you're a Republican or not.
But
If
even
you like Rush, you are. If you don't
Yeah.
like Rush, then you're probably a Democrat.
And we got the very handsome Jeff Bezos versus Yanni.
Oh, you got to pick Yanni, right?
Who would you rather date, Virginia? Who do you think is more striking?
I mean, I've married for love enough. I think I'm going to marry for money next time. I would marry Jeff Bezos.
You're going Bezos?
Over Yanni.
I hear Yanni's rolling in it too, though. We've heard people have been to his place.
But Bezos, he's the real deal.
now Yanni's the real deal. He'll tickle them ivories, and he'll tickle your pickle.
okay.
I don't have a dick.
or your purse.
You were going to go with Enrique over Lenny Kravitz?
I am.
But Lenny Kravitz, he is one that might beat him.
Yes.
He might win.
You're right. I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
That could go either way.
That's just some of the challenges that we have up there. You can go and check out. As Denny's got that on our social media for the best, South Florida's best celebrity. Let me see. A couple other questions here. This is an ethical question about getting bonus food at the drive-thru. So Jaybird goes to the McDonald's drive-thru. After driving off, he realizes they actually gave him an extra bag of food. He gets McNuggets, 2 Quarter Pounders, 2 more fries, and he only gave him $5.
Yeah, I only had gotten a McFlurry and some fries, but they gave me a bunch of bags, and sometimes they put everything individually. So I just grabbed it. I wasn't even thinking. So I put it in my truck, and I drive away. Now, I'm already on the road, but I could make a U-turn and bring all that food back. But I'm like, you know what? I don't even feel like dealing with this shit. This is a gift from the fast food gods.
I agree.
I just end up keeping it.
I would not go back. I mean, it's just too much hassle.
It's too much hassle.
Yeah, somebody I had kind of posed this question, and they said, what you want to do to clear your conscience and to get everything right is pretty much like, because you don't need to detour yourself, especially if you're going somewhere because it was their mistake. You get home and call and be like going, hey, I was just there. I wanted to let you know that I got an extra bag of food. I don't know what to do with this. And it might be on a bigger, like the person who done this, I think had gotten a free cake. Something like that. They'd gone and they given them a bonus cake. And so then they're like, you know what, just keep it.
Yeah,
'Cause
fast
they can't-
food, they're not going to give a shit. They don't care about that call.
And they can't
McDonald's
take the
is going to
food
be
back,
like, why
yeah.
are you
Why
calling
are you
us?
calling me?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah,
This is McDonald's. We don't give a fuck.
You're
Yeah.
a Nick asshole. Now leave me alone.
Yeah, I don't think you should feel any guilt. It's like you get it and you're like, yeah,
Okay, let me
you're
ask you
good.
this. Let's say you're in the drive-thru. They're giving you food. You've already paid, and now you know you're getting free food as they're giving it to you. All you have to do is drive away from the drive-thru. Do you do that?
No, if I realize that I'm taking somebody else's food, I
Yeah.
probably would say something.
Yeah.
But
That you
I'm
should
like
say
you.
something.
I don't realize because
I
I'm in
don't.
a hurry. I'm
Right.
already late for wherever I've got to be.
Yeah, if you want to talk about your moral conscience, then yeah, one you should worry about, the other one you shouldn't.
That happened before, too. I believe it was either Domino's or Pizza Hut where, for some reason, they said, yeah, we screwed up an order. You get an extra pizza today. I'm like, no shit.
That's the way you do
fun,
it.
right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
I've loaded stolen paper towels into my car from the grocery cart, not realizing I had them on the bottom. I'm not going back in.
Yeah.
It's about time. It's about energy.
Right, I hear you.
Two things I don't have a lot of: time and
Time
energy.
or energy. Screw that. I hear you. Let me see here. A nice little piece of advice. Somebody said, hey, Kev, you need to check out your toothbrush. Maybe that's reinfecting yourself. I'm trying to run it under hot water and trying to disinfect it, but yeah, maybe I need to go get another toothbrush.
I think you have double layered sickness. I think you're.
I think it's a perfect storm. I think I might be sick with 3 or 4 different things.
I think you have the bronch.
Yeah.
I think you may have the flu. And
Maybe.
you definitely have a cold.
Yeah, I might. And Hep C. I'm not even sure.
It's curable. Denny's used to do the endorsements for Hep C.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. So that's why I'm encouraged because, I'm like, hey, at least it's curable now. But, yeah, I've got so much crap going on. I don't even know what's happening. So, yesterday, and so I'm writing it out today to see. So, yesterday, and then I had a hair appointment. I got a new hair person.
I noticed.
Yeah, and so...
Have you noticed I've been looking at it all morning?
No, because I've been checking it out because I got this new hair person. She's from Uruguay. And so, her English is a lot better than my Spanish, but, there's still, we're trying to communicate through the whole thing. And so you got to get to kind of know somebody. And so she's like, I got an idea for a new style. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, and
Let me stop you right there, Uruguay.
Right. And I'm like, I told her, I'm like, no, I think I like how it is. I'm like, I'm just going to go with that. And then it was like one of these things where I got to the end and she's like, see, I did the new style. I'm like, I thought we communicated where I said I didn't want the new style.
She gave you
a skater's haircut.
The Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And you are too old for that.
So how is
exactly? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, nice work. Yeah, it's fantastic. It works on a 19-year-old. It's not on me.
But how is your Ollie coming? Is it? Are you nailing that
I know.
skating move?
I looked at it and I'm like going, oh my gosh. I look like...
You must immediately go out and buy Vans.
Yeah, it's like I parked my board outside. And I'm like going...
Kev loves Quicksilver.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is...
Quicksilver Kev. That's what's going... Silver's your hair.
Yeah, because I look like a
Quicksilver.
45-year-old guy in my other hair. Now I look like I put on the wrong hat.
It does not match you.
No.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
say anything on the radio, but since you brought it up...
Don't worry, the chat room's been talking about it all morning.
Have they?
Yeah.
They've been eating them up alive.
It's not you, babe.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Thanks, Uruguay. Ask for your old girl back.
She left. Yeah.
Shit, all you have is Uruguay?
Yeah.
Uruguay.
Well, that's just it. You got to go back to Uruguay, and I got to say, yeah, because I was sitting there, I was like, I'm like, and I don't know, it's the way I started, because she even had it style where it was like down a little bit more. I'm like, no.
No. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
We need to see your forehead. I need to see the lift
Yeah.
of it and the part
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it looks more fake the way
Right.
she did
I
this
agree.
to
Yeah.
you.
It's too thick. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have that much hair.
No.
Yeah. Even naturally. So
You want me
yeah,
to go talk to her?
No, I'm gonna go back and say, hey, can we just? Yeah, I gotta get it. Gotta get that done.
let Virginia talk. You come back out with a fucking mohawk. Fuck that
Yeah.
crazy woman.
No, you'll come back with it exactly
Yeah.
matching your age.
But I thought it was right, but I don't know style, and so it's like I was like, I'm like, no, it's not kind of what we talked about. But I'm like, then again, I don't really understand you.
She doesn't understand you at all, and you don't understand her.
Yeah, and that's kind of and that's the thing. I was so when my girl was leaving, I'm like, you hate that, right? If you ever have like that groove, and you're like going, oh, it's all good, and
Your
it's
old
just
girl
like-
was doing you right.
Yeah.
She was having it look good.
Yeah, and it's too dark too. Like I want to, it's kind of like I got to get. It just makes me look too young.
She didn't. What do you call that, Jay Bird? Blending.
The fade.
Fade.
Yeah.
She did not fade it right. You can't see the back. I can. Your fade is too tight as it goes down too low.
Okay, now also, what I want to now talk about the eyes. When it makes your eyes
she
look...
can't. She had nothing to do with the
I'm
eyes.
just kidding. Because Virginia has
Isaac
got
her
so
deal.
many notes over here.
I have like a whole
Here's another
page
thing,
of
Kat. I just want to make sure you know that
Yeah.
your eyes look horrifying and...
No, your eyes look normally scary.
Yeah. Sam wanted to know. He's like going, he's like, do you have a normal hairdresser? Yeah. And normally you go to the same person, like I said, but that person.
It's a person at hair club.
Right. Yeah.
And
It's
they're-
like with anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but hair club, when you go there, it's so specified. Like, sometimes maybe like I remember, when I had hair, you would jump around wherever your hairdresser went.
Sure.
But this isn't like that with hair club. When they leave, you're like, oh, no, yeah.
There's no other hair
Yeah,
club.
and it'll probably just take a little while. It's kind of like having a new dance partner.
But there's got to be more than one girl. Uruguay is not the only girl.
And I don't know it's her fault. It's like, I don't know. One, I need to probably communicate a little bit better and just say, hey, look. And it's just like, look, I need, blend it, give me a little bit more gray, too. I kind of like the gray. Give me a little bit more gray in here.
The little
Lighten it
gray
up.
you had in there made it look natural.
Yeah, give me a
Because
little
you
bit more
have gray on the sides and
Right.
you have gray in the beard, so you have to have a little bit of gray worked in. Otherwise, it makes it look more fake.
Yeah, I think
Come
we gotta
on,
work it through.
Uruguay.
Yeah, we'll work through it.
Oh, shit. I hope Uruguay and Vicious V don't
She's a lovely
see
lady.
each other in the
I'm
elevator.
sure she's lovely, but she's setting my boy up to fail, and I don't appreciate
Okay,
it.
time out. It doesn't look bad. Like,
Yeah,
Virginia's
just- but-
making it out to be like it's the worst thing
I think-
ever.
I think the biggest thing about it too is it's different than the day before. You know, if you didn't know me or whatever, you may be like, okay. But
Who's the guy with the 20-year-old haircut?
Right, exactly, and that's what it is.
Where's the skateboard at?
It's great,
Exactly.
great hairstyle for a dude that has a different face than me.
How are you doing in your junior classes in college?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I didn't even have this kind of hair when I was 19.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Tony Cock.
That's me.
I'm so glad you brought it up. It literally was killing me.
What happened to you? Why, this is your forte. You usually bring shit up about how people
She's being
look.
kind.
I
It's
got
hair
a
club.
concussion.
It's my place. Yeah,
I
she's
got
being
a
nice.
concussion. I'm on my game.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see. Hey, you know, can we maybe just tweak it up a little bit more? So I'm my hair is under a magnifying glass every day.
It is.
Yeah, so can we work this through a little bit more? And you know, it's not as bad as a buddy of mine. He went out. He does. He's got short hair, but he does that flake stuff. Did you go in and
The powder.
He powdered it in, but he was going to a sales call the other day and got stuck in a rainstorm. He's like, I gotta do something about this, and it ran like down his face and all that kind of stuff. Which it's great, but coming into the rainy season, if you're one of those people, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Because when I my head used to look like somebody played 9 holes of golf on it. You know, I mean, it was just so bad.
Divots.
But when I went to hair club, they did all this magical stuff, and it looked like I had a full head of hair. But
And it looked even.
yes, but they're like, don't get caught in the rainstorm with what we did to you here. See, the other stuff they gave to me was different.
Okay.
Yeah, but the first time I went in, they're like, well, we just want to show you what we could do with even your hair, but we're going to give you something better. But just to show you, like, you could walk out of here looking like you got a full head of hair. I'm like, that's amazing.
Be careful with that powder stuff, too, because 2 guys on Real Housewives of New Jersey got into a fist fight, and one of them had that powder stuff in his hair. Like, it gets everywhere. If anybody
really?
touches
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
like,
dang,
the
yeah.
other guy he was fighting was like, what's all this black stuff I'm covered in?
Right,
The other guy was covered in all
Yeah.
this black stuff.
Right.
It's that hair powder.
It is, yeah. And I got a lot of buddies of mine that are starting to do that now, and that's the issue. Any kind of jostling or water, you're in some serious trouble. Yeah.
I like what you had going on without the powder.
They will, and we'll get back to that. I'll work with this girl and be like, yeah, we need to grade up a little bit more, this and that. Yeah.
People are saying I'm being too kind to you, but fuck that. No way. I don't think it looks that bad. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't.
Well, it's like, yeah, I want to get it fixed, and it is what it was.
Virginia. It doesn't look that bad.
Jay-Bird, it's all I have been able to think about all morning.
Don't listen to the noise.
It's distracting.
I know it is. I hear you. It's distracting me.
I would be honest with you and tell you how it is. I wasn't going to hurt your feelings by bringing it up, but since you opened the door a little crack, I'm going to bam, kick it open.
I was like, yeah, I'm just letting you know because I know people, can notice it. It's a lot different. And I'm like, that's not ultimately what I want.
No.
Yeah. So it's like I'll go and set something up and be like, hey, let's bring it back down to. I like the way it was. It was all good.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Show her as a picture.
Yeah, well,
This is me on Tuesday.
I walked in with it yesterday. I'm like, well, I just keep what I have. It's all good. She's like, okay, no problem. No problemo.
She didn't hear you because she's like, no, I'm going to make this guy look like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Here's what Sam in the chat room says. He goes, it doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
And that sums it up.
Yeah. We'll work on it. Yeah.
Tony Cock.
Anybody because I told my buddy, I'm like, they got the microdermal pigmentation stuff where they can, it's kind of like they can.
Tattoo.
Yeah, it's like that kind of stuff so that
The scalp.
Yeah, like you can see like this cat has it and you can see he looks like he just has like the 5 o'clock shadow, which is
That
what my
looks
buddy
good.
wants. Yeah.
I mean, look at him. He's got strong masculine features. He's got a big nose. That looks nice.
Yeah, but he wants that little 5 o'clock shadow stuff, so they're doing that on March 28th.
Oh, you can do 5 o'clock shadow scalp.
Yeah, you can. That's what they're doing, and they're doing it
Interesting.
$500 if you show up March 28th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're doing an open house on it.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, technically they could probably put hair back on your private part. Like for you, you're a person, let's say you go baldy Ronaldo, and then 3 years later you go, shit, what have I done? I want a little bit of fur.
I could do like micro needling and do like fake hairs. They draw them on. They draw on fake hairs now.
For your private?
For anything.
Really?
You can get them in your eyebrow. They're like they're tattoos, but they're fake hair tattoos. It looks like just a little thin line of hair, but it's a tattoo.
Would you do that if Panda wanted that for downstairs? If he's like, babe, get some fake hair, get some feathers down there, just something.
Feather twat.
do you
I mean, I want Panda to be happy.
you say this.
I would consider it if it was really important to him, but I think, Panda does wish that I had more hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I found the laser before I found you.
Mm-hmm.
I lasered that thing almost clean off. You're lucky you got a little Hitler.
Oh, you do? You have a little?
I do.
All right. Okay.
That's
used to
exactly
be-
what you want to think when you're going down. A little Hitler. Yeah.
A Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I was going to say
Let
that
me
might be a
change
better
the
one. Let's go
ref.
with the Charlie Chaplin on that. Might be better. So there you go. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. We got one more day to suck up, get through, and then we get to the weekend. So we'll see you all hopefully out tomorrow night. Blue Martini. That's where it's going to be going down. All right. Goodbye.
All right.
Provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.